we should be live again, a little early. But there we go. Just gonna make sure YouTube's catching up, but I think it has. Yeah, it will have. So, it is indeed time for more boating. This time with a new update. There are not too many new boats were added. Not many that I own, at least. We'll mainly be playing some of the new boats I got, so Murasame will be one. PR253L will be one I want to try and spade. And then, of course, the Bagley, which I still have to build a lineup around. But yeah, those will be the ships we'll be playing today. And if I have time over, we'll probably try and grind one of the new battleships. So none of them are particularly appealing to me at the moment. Yes, boat. So we will be starting off with 4-3 with the Murasame. And also, quick note, I haven't played any of the new boats yet, so they're all going to be bone stock, and we'll figure out how they play together with you. So there we go. Always expert my crew. He's ready. For a second I saw that smile you said Ismail and was very concerned. And let's just get started, really. Yeah, leather sample. Exactly. Although calling this thing Japanese is I'm sure it's a Japanese ship, but all of its armament is American. But still. Should be a fun boat. Although probably not with the stock SAP, HE I mean, and I should switch over my research to the SAP, because that's always more important to get. Golden Bay is not a good map though for lots of these ships. Torpedoes are the same as Chikugo, which are decent, really, in terms of speed and... Oh, this is the worst map for frigates. But yeah, these torpedoes are actually pretty decent. Except for the payload, of course. But oh well, let's see what we can do. The nice thing about Murasame is that you can actually fire the main and secondaries together. Let's see if my frame rate can actually survive this. We have two Alwins. Actually, no, that's an Alwin. No, there are two Alwins. Some more French coastals about as well, of course, since they became open for everybody. There's another Murasame. Which I think is shooting at me. So let's return the favor. I did notice that Murasame's ammo rack is quite high out of the water, especially in the front there with the 3-inch guns. So let's see what we can do for that. But probably not too much. These guns are 5-inch 54s, not 38s. They do have a slightly slower rate of fire because of that as well. This kind of action really is not what I wanted to do with the ship first thing, but oh well. We are winning the fight. That's what counts. I probably should have actually looked at the crew distribution of the ship first, before jumping into a match. Also, I'll leave those 3-inch guns out. They're a bit too loud. Murasame seems to be sinking. We don't want to make sure that it's actually fully flooding out. But it is, yeah. Okay, that's been dealt with. Now these two Alwins. There goes your shell room. Well, ready rack. And for the keen-eyed among you, you'll have noticed this new thing as well. Which I keep forgetting when you actually put your cursor over it, tells you what it is. Which is neat. I'm not quite sure what detonated there, but it's kind of scary. And took a lot of my HP as well. And the aircraft up, but I'll just leave it to my AA gunners. I probably really want to get them AA shells as soon as possible. It's the first match in this thing. I haven't played any of the new ships yet, as I like the spading those on stream. So that's why I don't have any AP. Yeah, the rate of fire is still quite good. It's a little slower than 5-inch 38s, but it's still more than good enough. Is this also the same BR as the... Yeah, it's the same BR as the Yugure. But I would say that I actually prefer the Yugure over this. Probably shouldn't have said in the old chat, but no well. Oh, we have a wildcard. That's a pretty well-known Navy guy. At least I've seen him pop up here and there. One of the old ones has pushed up. Oh yeah, another thing you might have noticed is that the gun sight is a bit higher. Because you usually shouldn't be able to look over these container ships. Like you would have this view. But yeah, gun sight's a bit higher. B-26 is literally no threat to anybody. First Allen got sunk. That's a sunk Clemson. I do need to be careful for torpedoes when destroyers like that cross a gap. And debris field from something or other. Not quite sure what. Yeah, and I have a plan to properly describe why it's worse at close range, but it's really complicated to visualize it. Like why it's, well, it's not worse, it's more difficult to use close range. Which you could say is worse. But I don't really think it's worse. I wanted to turn towards the A point, but I didn't think I'll make the turn. Seems my superstructure had been torn apart quite well. Let's see if I can shoot him in that gap. Let's see if my guns can actually go there. Almost all of them can. You need to do an awful lot of damage to this guy to sink him, so just shoot him a couple of times. He should be going down. Nah, I don't think you need to have a keybind to switch between old and new. It just genuinely is something you have to get used to. But I will say it is a bit more difficult. But I've been in situations in brawling ranges and I've had it work. You just need to press the relock button a lot more, especially in realistic. There we go. And this plane that we saw earlier. Where are you? Plane's got shot down. There's that guy. And that should be our first match in this thing. Naval's update's fine. Nothing I'd really say is bad about it. The new sight setting is a bit difficult to get used to. I'm not the biggest fan of those hit marks. At the same time, it's nice. But on the other hand, it shouldn't be in the middle of your screen. Just put it where the hit marker is, or the X-ray is. Yeah, but the thing is, Halo, you had to fight your camera and target lock anyways, even with the old system. And hey, a free mod. And hey, it's the 5-inch VT. Lovely. Yeah, that's perfect to get, really. Let's get the 3-inch VT as well. Then parts and almost FPE. Perfect. So we'll switch the main guns to SAP, the secondaries to VT. And keep going. Yeah, I am still slightly molding about my box of fate, for those of you that do not know. This box here, this tank box, I had two options to get out of that, the Kachi and the Toldi. As you can see, I did not get the Kachi, and I am not that happy about it. This ship, the Murasame, is in the Blue Water tree. It comes after Harukaze, I believe. It's before Akizuki. That's what I know. It's before Akizuki, after Harukaze. So yeah, after Harukaze. So we've got some sap. Let's Probably don't need 2/3 sap. Let's go a bit more. And then the rest VT. I mean, is it? It's not a rank 3. There's not really much of a 4-3 grind lineup for Japan. Because the Ayanami is 4.0. Which you just pair up with the Harukaze and so on, and yeah. Well, since it's not AP, no. They didn't change anything to the AP from what I know. I should probably check again. But for as far as I know, it still has sap, and again, the sap is decent. I also haven't played any battleships yet this update. I haven't been playing much during the week. I've only got these few ships. Yeah, there are some 4.3 premiums, but meh. I wouldn't really use it as an event grinding lineup when you have Ayanami at 4.0, the frigate, which is a rank 5 and thus gets maximum event grinding efficiency. And just Ayanami and Harukaze are just fine enough. That's not the button I wanted. Harukaze is more than enough of a good event grinding lineup. It shouldn't be. I'll take a look at them again, but they didn't look that bad. I mean, they're sap shells, sure, but I'll have to look at them again. And again, I haven't played BBs recently. I'm nowhere near getting Dunkirk. It didn't look that bad to me. Hello there, Evan. Okay, those guns just shot into space. These rocks are really not great for trying to read range. And that's the Bagley, isn't it? In front I'm shooting at. It is. And I'm taking a lot of damage from 5-inch guns. And I'm gonna die without repairing. Lovely. Just gonna stay out of this because there's no real reason to keep in here. And just respawn in another one. I don't really see why Dunkirk would be that bad. I get a feeling people might have thought it would be better, which I don't see why that would be the case. Let's see if I can get a clear line of sight on the other side. Okay, what is the pen on these sub-shells? Oh, quite hefty. Maybe actually a bit too much. Yeah, but the reason the shell room's exploded is because people aren't angling it properly. Which I will get back to later. And I'm going to switch off the chat because it is just nonsense. Where is it again? There it is. Nothing, thank you very much. I'll have to take a closer look at Dunkirk again.
Just keep it up, and victory will be ours.
But I'll maybe do it after this battle if I don't forget. I love just straddling my target over and over again. Yeah, leather Barney. How am I so short of it? It's behind an island that I can't hit.
Request air recon. Destroy the target.
This thing being on the same hull as the JDS Ayanami is actually not that great either. It's a bit slow. Although it is of course still stock. There's no new water physics, or as far as I know there is. Darius? At least I haven't heard of anything changing with the... Or physics? No. There's no new physics involved with the water. At least in naval.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close. Allied forces have captured a zone.
And let's see if we get immediately annihilated if we round this corner. Okay. Lamson is a good first target to see. I think I'll actually manually control these 3-inch guns anyways. And I got immediately ammo-racked. I got the feeling I'm not gonna like Murasame too much. I really got the feeling I won't like it too much. Eight kilometers is a bit far. 5.8 is a lot better. Come on, just hit him. There we go. Probably one of the salvos from that sunk French boat. It just hit me there at the end. Update, not particularly. They changed the position of the sight. They made it higher, so the sight, your gunnery sight, is the highest point of your ship, and it's in the middle of your ship as well, instead of over your or near the bridge. There's a lot of enemy destroyers about. I don't think I have enough guns to deal with all of them. My shells seem to not be landing where they're actually looking to be landing. That's a bit weird. But oh well. Might just be down to the ping. Usually I don't have a problem with that. And that is game. Yes, I think. I didn't actually take that close of a look at the just explosion effect for VT, but I think it did, visually speaking. Maybe, but that would just be more of a chore, to be honest. At least to me it would be. Yeah, let's go with speed upgrades next. Because I feel that's a bit lacking on Murasame. 50 kilometers an hour speed. Let's see where the crew compartments are. Okay, everywhere, basically. That explains why this thing bleeds crew so quickly. And we're actually all above waterline. Just gonna take a quick look at Dunkirk. Nope, that is not what I want to click. Shell rooms are waterline-ish, but of course, with how wide they are, that means you get penned from the side. One thing, and I'm again going to keep hammering home. I have not seen the repair book myself yet, Cringe, so I'm not aware of it. One thing I want to hammer home is never, ever, if you have a Dunkirk, do not even think about going bow in. Because what will happen if you go straight bow in is they will just go through your nose and through all these slightly armored bulkheads straight into your magazine. So if you ever see a Dunkirk going full bow in like this, they're a moron and they don't know how armor works. What you should be doing in Dunkirk is something more like that. Is actually angling more like this. So you're actually showing a lot more broadside than you'd think you would for more optimal armor protection. But do not go bow in with a Dunkirk. Go like this. 45 degrees. Yeah, just something like that. Arguably, you actually want to be more broadside because you do have some additional armor on the sides compared to the front, which is just one belt, one plate. Whereas the side armor has a few more extra plates. I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a lighter battleship. But I wouldn't call it a glass cannon. It's decently armored. Like 300mm belt is nothing to scoff at. It's average. All forward armament, the barbettes or 310 rolled cemented is not bad either. It's just... And what were the shells like? Still sap? Yes, but they're fine. I mean, yeah, you can pen the belt of a... Yeah, you should be able to pretty much pen any other battleship you see as long as it isn't too angled. But yeah, nothing too bad about it. Overall payload is about same-ish as it should be. Yeah, seems fine. Yeah, her battle rating is 6-7. It isn't 7-0, it's 6-7. Do you know what the other battle cruisers are at 6-7? Repulse recently, but yeah, there's no British battlecruiser at 6-7. There's no German ship at 6-7. The US has Nevada is probably the best armored 6-7. Yes, she's 6-7. That's the weirdest part about it. Like Dunkirk is 6-7. Repulse is 6-7, even though it is actually a better renown, but no well. The Franca being 6-7 is kind of understandable, because this thing has bad sap. Like it drops off a lot at range and at angles. But oh well. Also, I will be calling Francesco Caracciolo's Franca, just because it's easier to say. Yeah, Dunkirk is 6-7 for some reason, you know. Truly equal in strength and capability as Lorraine. Who knows? Anyways, back to Murasame. And even if you were to compare to battle cruisers, which Dunkirk isn't, it's still the most heavily armored battle cruiser. Like, I don't know. Actually, no, the Flinger has a 300mm belt, I think. But I can't think of any others that have a 300mm belt. If you were to class it as a battlecruiser. Technically Scharnhorst, but Scharnhorst is definitely not a battlecruiser. No matter what the game says. Okay, Northport. Yeah, no. Well, the thing is, and I must apologize for creaking chair still, but the thing is, Dunkirk was 7.0 on the first dev server, which, yeah, it's why it isn't a 7.0 is more perplexing than why it would be. Let's actually keep manual control of the 76s. I didn't actually check what the max speed of this thing would be. Oh well. Why am I going 53 when it says I can only do 50? Oh well. Let's not ask too many questions, I guess. No, I don't think so. I think it's because they genuinely don't know how to deal with their compression anymore. Because battle ratings for battleships are genuinely nonsensical. The fact that 7.0 is still our maximum battle rating makes no sense. And it makes battle ratings for new ships just even weirder.
識別完了目標実艦
方位タッチ丸度 7000m
Attack the sea point!
通りか
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Yeah. Let's leave some space for the Alwyn.
ジッパーそうね識別完了目標小型艇
方位タッチ丸度 7000m
Not leaving anything to me, are you, Nord?
思うか
反鉄鋼弾を装填せよ
I'll say I like the look of Murasame. I like those 5-inch 54s and just how long they are. They also have a really crazy elevation angle. Practically straight up.
小型艇方位タッチ丸度 3000m
戦闘配置につけ敵艦が近接中
Victory is near. Take him down!
弾着円
I've got sap loads for some reason. Let's switch back to the PT.
敵
Never mind.
反鉄鋼弾を装填せよ
My opinion on submarines is that they'd be fine. I don't know too much about Cold War submarines, so I'm not going to talk about those. But when it comes to World War II submarines, and even World War I submarines to an extent, they're just slow. They're slow, they don't really have any good ways of seeing when they're submerged.
ドライオン暗証装
Where's the torpedo? Where's the torpedo?
方位タッチ丸度 7000m
Okay.
通りか
攻撃に備え
All of them to just come back in a second one.
爆弾艇目標の手前爆弾艇目標の了解で方位340度 500m 敵艦傾斜し減速中
上限更新
Yeah, back to submarines. I'd be fine with World War II submarines.
排水作業を始め
And basically any of the Japanese submarines that have a float plane I would love to see. Not even particularly I-400, but just any of them.
対処始め舵中央
I think there's a few of 140mm deck guns as well.
撃した
Those would be fun.
ジッパー
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is
And I don't think these are mutually exclusive. I think there's one of the 140mm deck gun and float planes. Yeah, but I think the one of the really big gun, the British one, is it the M class? I think that's a fixed gun. I'm not entirely sure if that's a turret.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
発射管用
Need cover.
But I genuinely think that submarines would be fine.
方位タッチ丸度 1000m
Especially since they're just painfully slow.
思うか
本艦は損傷出艦方位止まる丸度 500m
通りか
目標に命中命中敵艦傾斜減速中前方に危険な浅瀬出艦
急班放水対処始め
三着金敵に命中前方に危険な浅瀬
That is to say, we now that I'm just thinking about it, we do still have one more update this year.
応急班
We should have one more.
投入
No, they should not be their own tech tree. That's, first of all, no, definitely not. We do not need a third naval tech tree. In my opinion, I would actually put them with the coastals. Because one would be funny. And two, I am of the opinion that you should put submarines at a coastal battle rating. Because most coastals can deal with submarines. And most submarines can win a gunfight with a coastal, if needed. I hard stole that kill and I... Yep. That's what just wanted to happen. So yeah, I think that submarines should go with coastals. Oh, hello.
発射管用
I don't want to look onto the Peacock, I want to look onto the ship behind it. Thank you very much.
目標実艦
おいだったマルコ1000メートル前方に危険な浅瀬
Just a mess.
最大戦争
今日撃沈敵艦が傾いて減速している実艦おい軽く丸ぞ1000メートル
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
前方に危険な浅瀬
アジ中央
Kind of getting back to the submarine conversation. I am kind of curious what BRs you'd give them though. Well, it depends on the kind of tech guns you give them, I guess. Oh yeah, probably out of position.
敵に砲弾命中前方に危険な浅瀬突撃
I would they should definitely not go in their own tech tree. We do not need 3 naval trees. There's a summoner about. That's scary. Gearing, same thing.
前方に危険な浅瀬
Attack the enemy.
Yeah, this is a fun map if you're a destroyer player. Because you can choose whether or not you want to open water gunboat or if you want to do close quarter stuff.
本艦は損傷
Like you have very close quarter stuff. You have lane shooting and you have general open ocean.
1000メートル
I have more faith in submarines. Because their last year's submarine event was really good. I thought it was really good. I think it could use some more refinement in terms of spotting and how sonar works.
丸ぞ1000メートル
But it was really, really well done. Eh. The spawn is not that open. You don't actually spawn within line of sight of each other as cruisers. Not from what I remember, at least.
通りか
哨戒艇おい08丸ぞ
My biggest annoyance with cruisers is that if you spawn on this side of the map in a cruiser, you have to go all the way around if you want to meddle with B and C. Whilst with the other spawn, you don't.
距離
発射
Yeah,
管
I still have torpedoes on that side. Good.
Keep it up, and victory will be ours.
副実
I might want to launch one preemptive torpedo. Although he seems to be slowing down a lot. I don't really want my teammate to eat it either. But I do need to prepare a torpedo launch.
表現停止
Yeah, probably not the best idea to actually launch a torpedo when I plan to cripple his engines. There's also something in front of me, which is a bit worrying. This is where you have to fight the aiming system at close ranges.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
But you can ammo rack gearings, and I remember that.
防火対処始め
A cool bow. Okay, okay.
攻撃達成本艦は船体に損傷を受けたおい4丸5 500メートル直撃
高級班第一カスへ投入
本艦は損傷直撃した炎上中敵目標破
And
壊
there goes the cool bow. Yeah, keeping the 76s under manual control is probably actually the better idea.
総員達する本艦は船体に損傷を受けた
高級班排水作業を始め
Another thing you have to remember, especially about maps like this, is this is a map that was made before real heavy cruisers were a thing.
戦争
I think this is a pretty old map at least.
目標破壊敵艦が傾いて減速している
面かじいっぱい急げ
Just a little more effort, and victory will
Let's switch the radar on.
衝突警報
舵中央
It's a good map. Northport is a pretty good map.
本艦は船体に損
It's
傷を
also
受け
one
た
of our very few like ice/winter maps that we have for naval.
多い340度4000メートル反鉄砲弾を装填しよう
表現更新
And I think that's probably just going to be the end of the match now.
多い360度
There's not much else I can shoot at the moment.
艦着近
And the tickets are bleeding rapidly.
合意に達する本艦は船体に損傷を受けた多いタクタマルト1000メートル
And there we go. Some good close range fighting. Pressed the wrong button there for a second. There we go. Engine maintenance. And I have more than enough to get the rest. Then let's get auxiliary targeting, ventilation, weapon protection, ammo wetting. And let's go with the bomb mortar next. Yeah, it will be. My top speed is now 56. That shocks me a bit. It should be faster than 56. I did 53 of this. This should be put me up to 57. To almost 60, 59. It should be the same speed as Ayanami, right? Yeah, 59. It should be 59. The stat card is lying once more. Yeah, there it is. I'm between Harukaze and Akazuki. Mediterranean port can be a bit of a difficult map. It's also the encounter version, okay. Nope, that's not the button I want to press. It was the statistics. Do we have cruisers? Do we have Phoenix on our team? A Navy got an enemy team.
配置につけ最大戦争
4-7.
お迎えいっぱい
Doesn't look like a real up there.
戦闘配置につけ欠艦が近接中端中央了解端中央よーそろ
5-0. Okay. I think it'll be a 5-0 maximum match.
識別完了目標海軍艦艇
おいだったまる
識別完了目標軽巡洋艦
おいだったまる1万5000メー
Do we see anything else interesting? Just a lot of Moffats.
実艦
The gearing class, another gearing.
1万2000メー
Omaha. Lots and lots of American ships, that's for sure.
実艦
おいダイヤモンド
Right.
1万3000メー
Let me just try and get into the island cluster before we do anything.
おいダイヤモンド1万3000メー
And I forgot to take the depth charges, didn't I? Oop. Ah, you can't change that from the screen. Bad.
識別完了目標実艦
Let's see.
だったまる1万3000メー
識別完了目標
Really want to start shooting at them from like 11 kilometers away.
1万4000メー
識別完了目
I
標
guess we can try.
海軍艦艇
おいだったまる1万4000メー
氷か
That is a funny thing. I've actually not played Amagi yet. I've played Mutsu, grinding Amagi, but I haven't played Amagi itself yet. And I'm not somebody that plays battleships too much, and especially when I have other nations to grind. I really should play Amagi at some point, though. Just yeah, haven't gotten around to playing Amagi yet. And why am I firing the 3-inch guns? I didn't want to fire those. Because I don't think they actually have the range to reach that.
Somebody attack him.
おいダイヤモンド1万メートル敵に砲弾命中
Well, yeah, it is just gonna be a Mutsu but bigger. And weaker, technically. Well, not weaker in the fact in firepower, but weaker in survivability.
識別完了
From what I've seen of an Amagi, the magazines are way higher out of the waterline, and the armor is thinner.
軽巡洋艦
おいダイヤモンド9000メートル重巡洋艦おいダイヤモンド1万1000メート
識別完了目標軽巡
Oh,
洋
we've
艦
got a Northampton.
ルおいダマルマル1万3000メート
Northampton is 5-3 though,
氷か
which is not great. But then there's also an enemy Bagley.
思うか
ル直撃目標炎上
Depends on what you want to call what do you mean favorite?
目標に
If you mean like favorite to play, I don't really have a favorite.
陣弾
My go-tos though, when I just feel like playing for fun, is either the Japanese post-war 4-0 lineup or the American 4-7 lineup. So that would be either JDS Ayanami with Harukaze, or just the gearing and Wilkinson. Well, Frank Knox and Wilkinson.
命中着遠距離時間方位火力丸度 7000m 砲弾命中着弾点目標の手前
If I'm in a particularly goofy mood, I'll play Japanese 2.3 as well, with the key 84... Is it 84? Yeah, 84. Or 48. The one of the missile. The key... yeah, that's 48, I think. The key 48 of the missile.
方位体温丸度
Although I'm not that great with that missile yet.
Destroy the target.
I wouldn't really play the Spokonis anymore for fun, since they're all 5-3 now, and 5-3 is a bit of a... gotta try a little bit too hard to have fun with that BR, especially in the Destroyer.
通りか識別完了目標軽巡洋艦
方位タクタ丸度 5000m
高級班被害区画へ投入
直撃した疾患方位体温丸度 5000m
You know, I do say that 5-3 is a little bit too serious if you want to have just some quick fun, but one of the ships I do like taking out every now and then is still Agano, despite of how crap it really is for the battle rating.
高級班排水作業始め
Enemy Atlanta, because of course there would be...
方位タクタ丸度 4000m 疾患方位タクタ丸
Okay,
度
2 hits and 1 non-pen on a fracture, that's interesting.
着金
There we go.
本艦は故障
高級班
And there goes the Kako to an I Navy guy in Atlanta, because of course they would be in Atlanta. I should probably stay clear of Phoenix. I shouldn't be going right behind him, because that will block his retreat.
方位体温丸度
Of course it means that my guns are kind of out of alignment. Okay, let's get those 3-inch guns ready. I think combat range would be close enough for them.
体温丸度 7000m
通りか
命中 命中
More of a player who repairs his engines in combat, not a great idea.
目標実艦
方位体温丸度 8000m
病原停止
着点敵に砲弾命中
And now we'll just tear apart his Fletcher.
敵艦が傾いて減速している砲弾命中疾患方位タクタ丸度 3000m
Take him down.
Gearing claws next.
直撃 目標に命中
And now full retreat.
識別完了目標軽巡洋艦
方位体温丸度 1000m 高速警報直撃
Phoenix seems to have gotten hit by torpedoes.
目標に砲弾命中
砲火実開
And the Yubari can be pretty fun. They jam like well into the red circle. But the fun thing about these dual 3-inch guns, on especially if you have more than 2 of them, is they don't all jam at the same time. So if you just keep firing them, you usually have one gun operational at a time. So just keep the mouse button held down. Couldn't find my words there for a second. Yeah, just keep firing those guns. I'm continuously backing up to give the miniature space. Let's see if we can get on the other side of him. I'm still waiting. There's a second. Did I just see a second Atlanta that's full health? I hope I didn't see that. That's behind an island. I'm just gonna push up because there's no real other thing I can do. Atlanta's moving now. Maybe with some combined firepower we can take him out. I'm just gonna keep shooting him. Whilst all my guns are still operational. And there we go. Mitcher immediately retreated, of course, because why wouldn't you when you're not getting shot at? And yeah, what do we do now? Back up, I guess. German destroyers. And there is indeed an undamaged Atlanta out there still.
Somebody attack him.
Quick search of radar, but it's friendly.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll be able to sink this Omaha class, which I think was a rally. And that should be it going down. There goes the rally. And now I have picked a fight with an Atlanta, so I will just die again. If only other people would shoot it as well. And on fire again. The Atlanta ship going down at least, and I get an assist. And I'm out of spawns, and I forgot to actually put an aircraft in this lineup. It means I only have E-49s as my option. Yeesh. Well, let's see what these options give me. 2 500 kilo bombs is not the worst. There is, however, I think, lots and lots of anti-air over there, so let's try and climb. But of course, the one climb pass over land is right next to the airfield. I have one more spawn, but there's cruisers spearing down our neck, and all of my naval spawns are spaded, so there's no real point in me spawning in one of those at the moment. So let's see what I can do with an aircraft, because I'm not getting anywhere close to the convoy with a naval spawn. Hence why I chose to get in a plane. So it's a 2-man Atlanta squad on the enemy team that got a full down tier. Lucky bastards. With their only 5-3 opponent being a Northampton. Come. Alrighty, Taurus. We'll see you around. Fun indeed, Evan. And of course, a cloud cover makes it high altitude bombing a little bit difficult. Are these AP bombs? No, they're general purpose HVE bombs. Perfect. Those will do against cargo ships. However, I am still very low and well within lethal AIA range. I don't actually think the convoy has come to a stop yet. Although I see one ship not moving. And there goes fire. What on earth are you and why are you there? That's AI Hipper. That's not AI, that's player fire. I need to start targeting ships. Why I pressed the Bombay button but it didn't open? Fun times. I'm not sure what I'm doing anymore. My wings lost. I swore I pressed the Bombay button. Well, there goes my one well lined up shot, I guess. And that'll have to do because I don't have any proper control anymore. And shot down by an AIT-22. Lovely. So back into a destroyer I go. And of course it'll be Yukade because that's the best option I have. Full half Atlanta there. Full half Atlanta there because... Okay. It actually sink one of the cargo ships, so that's nice. I'm off at close range. Let's see what I can do to that. Okay. There goes a second cargo ship, good to see. So I got close enough with my bombs. Already being shot by one of the Atlantas, by the way. Because the Atlanta definitely is a 5-3 ship that should not go to 5-7, definitely. It still shocks me how the Atlanta was never even suggested to move up to 5.7 at all in the entire history of the game. But in the meantime, the Agano was at one point going to be a 5.7. For reasons unknown. Okay, somehow I got 10 non-pens on a Moffat.
The enemy is winning.
前方に危険な浅瀬
駆逐艦左舷方向6000メートル思うか両舷更新舵中央了解舵中央ようそろ
本艦は損傷
Somebody attack
Yugure is fine. Yugure is Yugure.
前方に危険な浅瀬
Where are you? Over there, okay. Murasame is... alright, I guess. I haven't had the greatest matches with it. If anything, to me the guns actually feel a little bit too powerful. As in they feel... I don't know. It feels weird. It feels like I get a lot more hits that don't really do anything with these guns more than anything else. The Atlanta immediately on me. Those shells weren't even anywhere near it, so why does it even count as a hit? Who knows? I might have been short the entire time, that's what happened. Fire control room's out again. And yeah, but the thing is it because Murasame is a good close range brawler? Because I know how to be a close range brawler on North Sea Port. Not North Sea Port, just Northport. Because I really like brawling around the B point on Northport, no matter the destroyer. If anything, the Murasame is probably not too well suited at close range brawling because of its massive ammo racks. Of course, that's where the Atlanta is. Because imagine not having to fight an entire team that consists of 5-inch 38s. I'm annoyed by the fact that the Moffat is just sitting broadside onto me. Let's see if that one salvo kills it. Please do. Please do. Darn. And that's me out. We have 20 seconds remaining. Let's just circle around in a fighter. Which fighter did I get? A Key 100. It is not a normal Key 100, is it? There we go. I actually still have to unlock the bomb mortar. And that is Murasame spaded. So we go to Murasame, we go to equip the depth charge, because why not? It's just a hedgehog launcher in the front anyways. So, kind of mixed. I didn't have the greatest matches in it, for my liking. If we go look at the service record and we type in Murasame, in realistic battles, we played 4 matches, 3 wins, luckily. 4 deaths, 15 kills, 6 spawns. Not the worst, but I mean, of those kills, a couple were coastal. I think 2, 3, probably more. A few destroyers, a few torpedoes, a few AIs. Actually, technically one torpedo kill. It's a meh. Not much to say about it. To me, it didn't feel particularly strong in any real category. It's kind of slow. That's actually wrong. The stat card goes 59 max. It's a bit slow for a destroyer. The turrets are fine. Not the biggest fan of single gun turrets, especially if there's only 3 of them. Despite that Harukaze is a bit more fun because of the 40 mils. I think this ship would be a lot better if those 3-inch guns actually had AP. Which I don't understand why they don't have AP, because this ship, historically, is the successor class to the Ayanami, which obviously does get AP on its 3-inch guns, but then Murasame doesn't. I think I'd like this ship a lot more if it had AP on the 3-inch guns. Otherwise it just feels... It almost feels like a Wilkinson, but worse. Just not as special. Because the reload rate of the 5-inch guns are a little slower than the 5-inch 38s. Instead of faster, like on a Wilkinson. Yeah, it just feels... To me, it feels like a slightly worse Harukaze at a higher battle rating. So, meh. Then, on to their next candidate. At 1.7. A ship I'm probably not going to like too much, but seeing as it's 1.7, it can't fight any blue water vessels. How bad can it be? Other than, of course, its hideously low speed. Which doesn't seem to improve too much. A fun thing I want to note, well, less fun thing, is that this ship and all of the Russian ships armed with this gun, the 45mm long-barreled gun, it has 2 HE shells. So it has this HE shell, right? 56 grams of TNT is a little bit small. It has a base fuse shell with 113 grams of TNT, which is nice. And has an HE shell with 180 grams of TNT. However, you shouldn't just look at the payload. Look at the muzzle velocity. Of this shell, the muzzle velocity is 343 meters a second. On the standard shell, it's 835 meters a second. Do not be baited by the payload of this shell. Do not take this HE shell. You will regret it. Anyways, Nord is ready again, so let's go on to 1.7. Kind of strange, but I think the slower shell is a lot heavier. I need to recheck, but I think that's one of the main reasons. Of course, I can't check it in game because I don't have that shell. But let's go towards the B point from the right hand spawn. And just deal with its painful slowness. And you can't tow me north, so yeah. I forgot that that thing's 1.7. Actually, isn't it 1.3? Oh well. A small match, as is to be expected of Coastal. But that's fine by me. Those bots usually are kind of easy gun fodder. Just peak a solo boat gameplay. They do reload pretty quickly, these guns at least. They're not bad guns. The Russian 45s. You just have to be very careful about that second HE shell. I looked onto a PC-45 there for a second. But where is it now? Also, Nord, please just rush along because you aren't actually blocking my shells. I just noticed my rear gun got blocked by you there on one salvo. Just hurry along. You do not have to wait for me. Enemy on the B point. Let's actually put my 50 cals to shoot at all targets.
Take him down!
And that pier, of course, is blocking our shot. The pier is no longer blocking our shot. And we get another assist. Now, where is this PC-451? I got a glimpse of it at the start of this match.
Take him down!
There it is.
Enemy forces have captured the zone.
Угроза столкновения! Цель выведена из строя. Противник сбавляет ход. Наблюдаю крен и дифференц.
I think I'm gonna make my way to C. There's only an AI over there. Should actually probably go to B. Ticket is incredibly quick, so Nord, if you can rush over there, see if you can take it, that would be lovely. We're friendly on A. He's just an AI. The thing is, if I go to see myself, I'm taking myself out of the fight, which I really do not want to do. And the enemy is capturing A. See?
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
And there we go. Always need to keep a good eye out on C, so the enemy doesn't cap it behind us. I do like his guns, especially on low tier coastal. Nice high velocity 45s. That is exactly the reason why you do not want to take the low velocity shells on this thing.
Put more pressure on the enemy. They're winning.
PC451 is over at A, which is fine for us. That is not what I want to press. I want to press the attack the C point. And hopefully our teammate in the G5 Shvak will actually go for it. Once we fend off any possible attacker is going to be. But it seems like he's on it, so that's good. And keep shooting. And keep sinking these AI vessels. If I can actually get my ranging correct, it is. That's bad. It is luckily not a player. Still pretty bad. There's the PC again. Do I have the arc to shoot over this? I actually do. No, I don't. Probably will if I just keep backing up. He's leaving his cover, which will maybe be a mistake for him. There we go.
Somebody attack him!
The PT-6 is going straight for C, which I can't stop anymore. Not quite sure where the other player ships are on their team. Need to keep an eye on the sky as well. Because maybe the PC just went into an aircraft. Getting set on fire is a little bit of surprise, but oh well. I should be fine. Need to hit the bridge on the T-14. There we go. There's the guy that was in the PC. He is priority number 1 because he's going straight for the C point.
Somebody attack him.
There we go. And that is game. A pretty good first game of this thing, I'd say. And immediately unlock the first camo, but I'm not too surprised. Let's go for HE belts, rudder replacement. All of this good stuff. We might actually get very close to spading it. Let's go with the speed upgrade. And then next up, improved rangefinder. There we go, now our top speed is almost 26 kilometers an hour instead of 22. Also, I forgot to export this ship, so let's do that. See if it helps with anything. And let's equip the quote-unquote better shell. Yeah, look at for the velocity change, right? So this shell weighs 1.41, this one weighs 1.41 kilos, and this one weighs 2.14. So I'm willing to bet it's that higher mass that is not good for its velocity. And off to battle again we go. And hopefully we'll just spade the ship in 2 battles. There we go. Slightly concerning that we got the big version of this map, seeing as we should just be fighting coastals. And another thought, I actually want to take 50-50, just in case that this shell really isn't all that good. And I forgot to switch the HE belts for the 50 cals. So let's do that when we respawn. And now we're going a blistering 26 kilometers an hour. Okay, we did get uptiered. And I'm not entirely sure if the L1959 was a 2.7 or 2.3. It is definitely an uptier. Just gonna keep a good eye out, but I don't think we'll see much over here. Still plenty of AIs to look around. But the L1959 would probably be a very fun match, this kind of down tier. This isn't even battleships. Battleships go faster than this. Like considerably. Yeah, I know, but still. So yeah, my objective this match will just get to sea and hold sea. Oh, hello there, our boat. Okay, this packs a decent bit more punch. Ouch, ouch, that hurts a lot. I didn't like the fact that I didn't do much to his front when I hit that front. Took a lot of damage from those 20 mils as well, which is also not great. That's a torpedo launch. Is that a player? Yep. The torpedo launch looked a bit optimistic to me, though, so I didn't think it would be in any threat. It's panning. I didn't want it to pan, I wanted to detonate on him. There we go. That's an early 200, that's a scary sight. We'll keep the normal HE loaded, because I think I'll actually be better off with it. There we go. Yeah, I think I'll actually stick to the normal contact fuse HE, rather than the base fuse, because I do not want the base fuse to overpan. Okay, what is the minimum fusing? So it pans 4mm, but it needs 2mm to fuse. It should be more boom, like considerably more boom, but it's the fact that it pans and has a chance of overpanning is just no, not great. That is not what I need on these guns. I need just boom, lots of boom. And penetration is not really an issue.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Okay. Kill it before it can turn. There we go. And the rate of fire on these guns makes them really, really good against these earlier coastals.
have the advantage.
That is indeed the same guy I just sunk earlier.
Цель. Катер.
Верен. 40. Дистанция 2000. Угроза столкновения!
Право на борт.
Arty strike on my position is a bad sign. That's a player? That is what it is, but that artillery is definitely going to kill me.
Противник сбавляет ход. Наблюдаю кренный дифференц.
Or it isn't? Okay, that's kind of surprising. Not quite sure what he's aiming at the moment. Should be me.
Take him down.
Цель выведена из строя.
That's probably one of the situations where I would have been better off loading the base fuse. Hold on. There's a plane I was shooting at.
Цель. Катер.
Okay, and that's a scary sight. That's one of those Russian...
Кренный дифференц. Цель утратила боеспособность.
I played this thing a little bit ago to actually grind to 253 that I'm currently playing. It's a pretty good vessel. Pretty scary as well. But if I can hurt it a lot before I have to respawn, we'll be good. Let's actually load the base fuse. This is getting those into me.
Keep it up and victory will be ours.
I can just bully him over this island.
Попадание.
Let's swap back to the contact fuse. And there we go. Bullied. I'll load MTB.
Прямо руль.
I need to fight the convergence thing. Load the base fuse. There we go.
Право на борт.
Need to hit the bridge. There we go. And that should be a match.
Задача выполнена. Возвращаемся в базу.
And I wouldn't be surprised if that was this boat spaded, but let's see. Let's go for the mines, the depth charges, new pumps. Yeah, that'll be this ship spaded. And that's kind of the easy part. If you just play low tier coastal with a lot of bots and you just farm them, you spade a ship very quickly. So, that's a fun boat. I think those two rapid firing 45s are very fun. It didn't seem too fragile, but I can see that this low speed being quite, making it quite vulnerable, making it a bit of a sitting duck against actual players. Especially if they're decent-ish players. But it's a fun boat for your 1-7 lineup. It really... It gives you a very different ship compared to the OD200, which is pretty speedy with an automatic 37. You now have manually loaded 45s on a slower and a little bit tankier hull. But yeah, fun boat. Then on to the next one that I actually unlocked. Bagley. Again, bone stock. We should probably go for the sap first. And I think what I'll do on this ship is I'll actually experiment with this higher yield sap compared to the higher pen sap. Because I personally never really used the higher yield shell. But let's see what it does. Let's see where the crew compartments are. That's armor where I should look. Pretty alright. A bit more spread out. It's definitely a bit of an in-between. So what it is, another interesting thing, right, is you look at the X-ray, these guns, as you see, are not directly connected with an ammo elevator. They have a ready room right next to the gun, whilst the front turrets do have their own ammo elevator from an ammo rack room, which means, and if you go to the crew screen, the guns have two different reload rates. And I do need to check. Also, let me first invite Phoenix. Invite the squad. I do actually need to check. So what is the reload rate on the rear guns? 5.2 to 4. The Alwyn has 5.2 to 4. I don't think it's not the same mount. So it's a Mark 12 cannon, Mark 21 mount. Bagley is Mark 12 dual purpose. Yeah, it's the open dual purpose mount, whilst the Alwyn doesn't have a dual purpose mount for the front, really. The Alwyn is an old ship in game though, so it might just be a bit of a oversight when it comes to the naming of the mounts. Yeah. Bagley also has a very unique torpedo layout. And let's see, what will my lineup be? So Alwyn and Bagley. I sadly do not have the cool bow, but I have been working on getting Hawkwind finally. I do not have cool bow. I do have Douglas. That could be funny. And then let's take 2 planes. Maybe the Mariner. I think I have this one spaded, don't I? Or is the French one have spaded? Yeah, I'll just take the bomb, that's fine. So that is a lineup. Yep, and we will go into battle. With a stock Bagley. And now we wait. Actually, did I show where the Bagley is? Right there. I'm a little bit surprised it's a rank 2. When Alwyn is a rank 1. It also makes this tree a little bit uglier, because now there's a gap here and a gap there. Should have just moved an extra Alwyn. Would have also made the modifications a bit cheaper. Not that it's very expensive to begin with. African Gulf is always a good start. So we spawn down south and we'll contest C and B. Or I'll try my best with stock Bagley.
Bosun, bring us to general quarters.
Collision alert.
Hold right over.
The rear guns are 360-degree mounts, which is always great.
Destroyer, ahead, 9,000 meters.
Bosun, make condition 1. And here she goes.
Holding course, aye aye.
And now we have to look for targets.
Identified. Destroyer.
Contact there. 100. 8,000 meters.
Target identified. Destroyer.
Contact there. 100. 8,000 meters.
Target
I don't really
identified.
want to start shooting from long range when I don't really have cover, especially when I don't have sap either.
7,000 meters.
Left standard rudder.
Left standard rudder, aye aye.
So let's be a little bit more patient
Patrol
and just head towards the caps first.
11,000 meters.
61 kph is a pretty good stock top speed as well. Either, just as well. I also really just like seeing an addition of another early American destroyer. They've got a few more classes that'd be fun to see. I'd love to see some more upgraded Clemsons. But the Bagley is a very nice ship to see in the game.
Destroyer! Ahead! 6,000 meters!
Target
The high camera angle is...
destroyer.
The things you can see with this new camera angle is so...
6,000 meters.
Not weird, it's just a lot to get used to really.
Destroyer.
Because I never really look over there. Because that's what you see of the old camera roughly.
Right standard rudder.
Right standard rudder, aye aye.
And then you have a differing reload rate as well. Ouch, on fire. To actually get set on fire by 1204, okay. That's slightly surprising.
Rudder.
Rudder, aye aye.
Collision alert.
Destroyer! Left! 5,000
I need to repair my bridge.
Repair
The
party
Drache with us.
station.
More lead,
Their party. Score health control. We are hit.
more lead.
Alert. Obstacle ahead. Near miss.
And kill.
Enemy vessel sunk.
Enemy hit. Steady as she goes.
Holding course, aye aye.
Enemies floundering.
It is still an AI. But I will not complain about getting that kill anyways.
Over.
Left hard rudder, aye aye. Destroyer! Left!
That fire director on top of the bridge is kinda interesting.
Standard rudder.
Left standard rudder, aye aye.
Target identified. Destroyer.
Contact there. 040. 3,000 meters.
Target identified. Destroyer.
Contact there. 040. 9,000 meters.
Destroyer! Ahead! 3,000 meters!
Target identified.
Should be able to capture the C point pretty much uncontested.
040. 3,000 meters.
I've got a friend in the B point, but there we go. That's actually the other Bagley.
Standard rudder, aye aye.
Enemy is floundering.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
I'll stay close. I'll not cross this gap until I've actually captured the C point. You're decapturing B. Not great. Bagley torpedoed the antenna, and I swore for a second I heard a torpedo next to me as well. swear I'm hearing stuff,
Destroyer.
Contact there.
but I must be hallucinating.
3,000 meters.
Target identified. Destroyer.
Contact there. 020. 9,000 meters.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Target identified.
Another destroyer right there, but he's been torpedoed as well.
360.
Friendly lich field has been torpedoed.
Destroyer. Left. 1,000 meters.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
Target identified. Destroyer.
Actually, are the torpedo angles not the greatest on that
7,000 meters.
frontmost mount? And pretty much the same on the other mount as well, okay. Not actually that great when it comes to forward firing angles.
Identified. Boat.
Contact bearing. 040.
Okay, let's actually keep sailing straight to get this rock in between me and that guy.
Destroy the target.
Steady as she goes. Right. Standard rudder.
Right standard rudder. Aye, aye.
Air 110. 1,500 meters.
Turn to emergency repair.
Air 110.
Somebody attack him.
Target
Okay, that's Stuka, not particularly great, because I do not have any TF shells, and my only anti-air guns are for... Are they twin 50 cals? I think they're actually single water-cooled 50 cals.
Ahead. 2,000 meters.
It's not great.
We're ahead of the enemy.
Great at all.
left. Hard. Rudder.
Enemy hit. Enemies floundering. Enemy hit. Destroyer. 1,000
He is going down for me as well. Please, anti-air crews, do your best. Pilot knocked out. Perfect. Means he cannot drop torpedoes on me. Or not torpedoes, bombs.
Correct hit.
I'd love to see the day. I'd love to see the day of a Stuka arm with torpedoes, but that's not going to be anytime soon, I think.
Enemies floundering.
Yes, please keep rushing me. Or not, if you're gonna knock out both my torpedo tubes. I'd actually prefer to have those if you keep rushing me. Thank you very much.
Turn to emergency repair.
I don't have parts, so those torpedoes are gonna take ages to get back online.
Captured a zone.
There they are.
Destroyer. Ahead. 2,000 meters.
And drop him in an arc so he cannot dodge all of them.
Torpedo away.
There, yeah, those are all gonna hit that. Look at them, all four of them. Slammed straight into it.
Airport restore health control.
Engine blank speed.
Floundering. Repair crews. Critical damage. On target.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Collision alert. Boat. 1,000 meters.
It'd be very funny if those torpedoes would actually catch him again.
Destroyer.
Contact bearing.
There's quite a bit of crew in that engagement though.
1,000 meters.
Steady as she goes.
Holding course. Aye, aye.
So let's see if we can get... I think I should actually turn around and stop that convoy from getting towards the sea point. Front mounts are 360 mounts as well. Lovely.
Destroyer. Left. 2,000 meters.
Engine 1/3.
Enemies floundering.
And while HE might be the best choice, it can still be enough for some of these earlier destroyers, especially if you're firing 5-inch guns.
Enemy vessel
There we go.
on target.
Target identified. Destroyer.
Contact bearing. 100. 4,000 meters. Alert. Obstacle ahead. Aye, aye. On target. Repair crews to critical damage. Enemy hit.
call out for a bomber, I think. So let's do this PT. And then look up. Oh, 2 bombers, 2 SP2Ms. Yes, they are. I really would have loved to have VT now because I just hit them out of the sky. But let's see if we can just direct impact one of those. Or left.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Engine, all stop.
Ooh, some of those are getting close, I think.
Repair parties, find and remove water.
Can't quite tell.
Critical flooding. Status party seal breach.
If only I already had VT.
Destroyer. Left. 2,000 meters.
Why are my guns synchronized?
Obstacle ahead.
Hold left over.
Got assist on one of them. It was flying low for some reason.
Bomber. Left. 1,000 meters. Holding course. Aye, aye.
I really wish I had VT right now.
Left
Oh well.
standard rudder.
Left standard rudder. Aye, aye. Critical flooding. Status party seal breach. Alert. Obstacle ahead.
Engine, all back. Repair parties to station. Steady as she goes. Target identified. Destroyer.
Contact bearing. 040. 5,000 meters.
I think this game is pretty much over as well.
5,000 meters.
There should still be plenty of enemies left.
Let's keep the pressure on. Victory is close.
Attack the enemy.
Target identified. Destroyer.
Contact bearing. 020. 9,000 meters.
Doesn't seem like many of them have opted to actually fight for BNC.
Bearing. 360. 5,000 meters.
Target identified. Destroyer.
Contact bearing. 040. 5,000 meters. Critical flooding. Status party seal breach. Enemy hit. Enemy found.
Engine.
I wonder if the rear guns have a bigger ready rack or no ready rack at all.
Near miss.
I'll need to check that out in the X-ray after this.
Thank you very much.
Near miss. Destroyer. Left.
Also a rocket barrage from a YA-5.
Destroyed.
Secure.
Good attempt at least.
Restock. Ready storage.
And some backups, it's fine. We got our SAP. Let's get parts and FPE, because of course we should. Rudder replacement, we'll get this heavier SAP as well, then we'll get AA. Primary armament. Rangefinder. Let's get some more speed. And then we'll go APIT belts. Auxiliary armament targeting, and then let's go ventilation next. Almost spaded in one. So we want to take the high yield SAP for once, APIT belts, and we should be able to spade this thing in the next match. I was going to look at the X-ray. Sorry for that. Ready use ammo 20 rounds. What about the rear guns? Also 20. 14 to 11. 20 to 14. Yeah, well. Well, yeah, of course, with the higher rate of fire of the front guns, they'll run through those 20 rounds a lot quicker than the rear guns. Coral Islands is not one I've seen in a long time of destroyers. I've played this map a lot of times where I was playing a coastal vessel against destroyers, but not as... Oh, hold on. We will reduce ammo load by a third, and we shall take some VT with us. I spawn A side and go to the middle there.
Collision alert!
I will not go there because we are heavily outgunned in a full up tier.
Aye, aye! Destroyer! Ahead! 7,000 meters!
Somebody attack him.
Ocean,
This guy still exists, does he? One of the first polar botters. What we do is we right click, we go to complain, we go to bots and we go yes. Back in mainly in Lola. And we send. Because that is a name everybody in the naval community should know. And he has been a bot for a very long time. If he still is, I don't know. But he definitely was one of the first. So almost 12,000. Yeah, you don't have a KD of almost half at Polar. That's not something you have.
Destroyer! Ahead! 10,000 meters!
Especially not in 12,000 matches. The other thing that guy bot used to do is they used to copy paste a, as the name implies, a vaguely religious like copy paste in the chat every single match until he got chat banned. Because it was very noticeable that he did that every single time you saw him and then he stopped doing it. And I'm pretty sure it's because he got chat banned. Because it wasn't your run-of-the-mill religious things either.
target identified. Destroyer.
I think I have a screenshot of this somewhere, but I'm not going to show it on stream.
7,000 meters!
Full left over.
Left hard rudder! Aye, aye! Destroyer! 7,000 meters!
Heading is slow.
Holding course! Aye, aye! On target!
Yeah, that guy is 100% a, or used to be a botter.
Near miss!
So if you still see him around, report him.
Enemy hit! Short! Near miss!
How he managed to evade the several ban waves that targeted bots, I do not know.
Target on fire! Direct hit! Target!
Lovely magazine, that.
Identified. Destroyer.
Contact! There! 180! 6,000 meters!
Engine. All stop. Engine. Flank speed.
Giving it way too much lead.
Lost! Collision alert!
Exactly, Evan. You get it.
Fire! Ahead! 8,000 meters! Enemy is floundering! Near miss! Enemy hit!
Target identified. Boat.
Contact bearing. 180. 5,000 meters. Low AA.
Left. Hard.
Actually, almost hit him with that first salvo.
Steady as she
I'm gonna
goes.
keep gunning for the LS3 though.
5,000 meters.
Target identified. Destroyer.
Contact bearing.
Gearing gonna be out on the A point,
Just keep
or at least very close to it.
victory will be ours.
Right. Hard. Rudder.
Enemy Bagley has made the mistake of going into open water. Actually, that's not Bagley, it's a Farragut. You can recognize it because the Bagley only has one funnel,
Near miss.
as well as the front turrets don't look the same.
Direct hit. Enemy is floundering.
Target identified. Patrol vessel.
Contact bearing. 220.
That Groza just got obliterated.
Direct hit.
Let's see if we can move on to the A point.
Destroyer. Ahead. 8,000 meters.
And capturing B is 100% going to be that
Contact bearing.
LS3.
0, 8,000 meters.
Target identified. Destroyer.
Contact bearing. 160. 8,000 meters. Low AA.
Right. Standard rudder.
Right standard rudder. Aye aye. Destroyer. Left.
Gearing is under hard right. It'll be a much more important target. He's tearing this porter apart as well.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Target identified.
Let's go for the rear rack.
Contact bearing. 0, 3,000 meters.
Okay, ready. Rack detonation is already a good start. And there we go, rear rack. There's a second one, however.
Target destroyed. On target.
We'll go for the rear rack again.
Engine hit. Losing power. Ship is disabled. Direct hit.
We'll worry about what's in front of us in a bit. We first have to worry about this gearing class.
Direct hit. Fire engine.
I'll have to worry about what the hell's in front of me very soon, really.
Damage control. Repair parties secure and pump out water.
Enemy hit.
It's a German destroyer, which I can't really deal with at the moment. And I'm gonna go down, am I?
Over.
Can I capture the point before going down?
Restore health control.
Don't think I will. Maybe. Maybe. There we go.
The Allied forces have captured a zone.
We're holed below the waterline. On target. Prepare for critical damage. Bridge
Am I not yet dead?
Restore health control.
Abandoned ship. Lower lifeboat.
There we go.
All hands. Abandoned ship.
And he is parked exactly where I like to park. He's just behind that island so he can contest A. But the problem is I managed to capture A. So he'll have to move away from that island. And I will be ready to snipe him if he does it. That's the other
Make condition 1. Right
gearing
over.
class that was there.
Steady as she goes.
And I didn't really want to directly engage them. I want to be able to get close enough before they start shooting.
Standard rudder.
Right standard rudder. Aye aye.
And a bow-in gearing will be a bit more difficult deal. There he goes. The other one's gone out of cover.
Control vessel. Left.
To hopefully capture the A point, I assume. Should have launched torpedoes then inside, but I think they were all knocked out anyways. Let's see if we can get another detonation, or we'll just tear apart his engines first.
Enemy hit. On target.
This gearing is distracted, so that's why we're going for it. That smoke will not save you now. Second gearing
Identified. Destroyer.
is also already dead.
There. 220.
Perfect.
4,000 meters. Short.
Full left over.
Left hard rudder. Aye, aye. Low 8A.
Now I have that island there to stop me from getting shot by those guys.
Right. Standard rudder.
Right standard.
And I'll be able to protect A. The problem is that we don't really need A to be protected at the moment. We need to be able to attack B and C.
180. 5,000 meters.
But I hope my squad mates are already on that.
Near miss. Block. Off target.
The enemy is winning.
Steady as she goes.
Holding course. Aye, aye.
Destroy the target.
Destroyer. Ahead. 3,000 meters.
Full right over.
Right hard rudder. Aye, aye.
Engines. All back. Target identified. Destroyer.
Contact bearer. 220. 3,000 meters. Alert. Obstacle ahead. Short. Near miss. Destroyer.
It's always nice being able to shoot at a destroyer already being engaged,
Direct hit.
because that means you just finish him off. There we go.
Target identified.
There's the other guy from that squad, I think.
Bearer. 220. 3,000 meters.
Engines. All stop.
Enemy hit.
We've captured most of the strategic zones.
Let's see if we can get his rear guns in on the action.
Alert. Obstacle ahead. Enemy hit. Target on.
Center. Okay, he respawned another Wilkinson and he's angry at me.
Direct hit.
So we have to back up full speed. The other guy is looking at me now as well, probably got called out by his squad mate. However, I should be able to get into cover before getting sunk. Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. There we go, that guy's sunk.
9,000 meters.
Right. Standard rudder.
Right standard rudder.
And we've been able to take B and C.
Enemy
Perfect.
destroyed.
We're controlling most of the zones.
That was his last naval spawn, yep. The other guy is still behind him.
Control.
Engines.
Unrepairable breach. Okay, that's gonna be a problem. That shouldn't flood me out though. A breach in that location. Kinda curious if he's gonna he has respawned in a aircraft. Unless he already spawned an aircraft earlier, but I didn't think so.
Left. Standard rudder.
So we need to keep a close eye on the sky.
Air 190. 300
I'm locked onto it.
Destroyer. Left.
B-51 is not that big of a threat.
Target identified. Fighter.
Contact bearing. 180.
We really do need to be careful of it. There it is.
We're winning.
Attack the enemy.
It does not have any bombs on it, so I am most certainly not worried.
Air target.
And there goes the VT straight to the face.
Enemy hit.
And
Enemy
it's too late for the Alvin to react to me, although... He's launched torpedoes. He has launched torpedoes. That guy, however, has gotten to take care of me. He's going to turn broadside on to deal with me. That's fine. We are now just going to trade ships. Because I can get a respawn. It's his final ship. So my goal is to just do as much damage as possible. And there we go. He is down to 16% and probably getting hammered by some other destroyers. And I still have a... You know, I'm gonna see if any aircraft spawn and just do something funny with the Douglas. Because the match is pretty much over. There is indeed an aircraft. Missile away. Let's see what happens. Can I get it before the match ends? Please, there we go. And there was another aircraft. But that missile will never reach. Oh well. Yeah, Bagley is quite fun. But that is to be expected of a 5-inch 38 destroyer, especially at 4.0. And that will be the ship spaded as well. By a large margin. And there we go. And we unequip torpedo mode, because never equip it. And yeah, that's Bagley spaded. And to be perfectly honest, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Because there's not much else I can really showcase. You know, what I will do is I'll test drive all of those new ships. So that would be the Repulse. I will leave the squad. I will just test drive these 3 battleships that we are about to... Well, we can get our hands on, but I just haven't yet. And after that, I'll...
Action stations, man posts. Engine.
I'm curious. Will launching that Walrus crash my game like it did on the dev server? Let's find out if it crashes my game. Oh, it no longer does. Perfect. Yeah. Repulse is quite a good looking capital ship. Definitely will be one of my to get ships. Yeah. Repulse is pretty cool. And I will just quickly look if the ammo racks is still in the same position. Let's see. So if we look at Renown, let's actually just take the 7.0 lineup so I can quickly switch between. Renown, X-Ray. So the main problem with Renown is that the magazine is first of all magazine above shell room, and it's pretty close and pretty wide. So you get detonated quite often with the Renown if the people just shoot in the front magazine. It's not that difficult to detonate. Renown is also a pretty cool ship, really. Then if we go look at Repulse, which is for some reason 0.3 of a BR lower, its magazine is deeper in the water and narrower. At least I think it's narrower. So it's like a little bit wider than the Barbette, or the ammo elevator rather. And for Renown... actually it's the same width. And Repulse's magazine is actually a bit longer. But I'm fairly certain it is a bit deeper in the water. Yeah, it's a fair bit deeper in the water. A little bit. Whether or not that matters a lot rather, I don't know. It's probably one of the first ships I'm gonna get. Maybe this or Dunkirk. But Repulse is a very cool ship. I'm very much looking forward to getting it. Then let's look at the Italian thing. Francesco Caracciolo, or otherwise as I will call it, Franca. It is... yeah. I have seen that the sap is pretty horrid. It's not good. Let's just sail it. Let's maybe test it against that dreadnought over there. Lots and lots of 40 mils though. Like the anti-air coverage of this unfinished ship is actually pretty good. With 6 pom-poms on either side and then some 3-inch guns on the gun turrets. Yeah, the gun rotation speed is a bit sad. They're also pretty short guns. At least they look like short guns. I need to check what their length is. Let's just fire these front guns and see what happens. And now the game will actually tell us whether or not they'll pen. Of course, when they hit. Also, that's a high arc. Overpens, but that also hit his upper hull and its superstructure. But I don't think this thing is going to be that great. Also, holy Jesus, magazines. That magazine is waterline level, if not... yeah, that's pretty much waterline level. A little bit below it, I think. But it's also just huge. Yeah, no, that's not great. Not great. So I can understand this thing being a 6.7, even despite it having 15-inch guns. It doesn't look promising. Although the damage doesn't look that bad if you pan. And again, that is a 6.3 dreadnought. So yeah. They're 15-inch 40s. Is that normal for a 15-inch gun? Let's actually check compared to the British. They've got 15-inch 42s, so not that much longer. Anything else with a 15-inch gun in game? The Germans have 45s, but they're also not quite 15-inch. So yeah, they're a bit short and stubby. I don't expect too many great things from the Caracciolo. But I also... I don't know. I don't expect it to be great, but I also don't think it'll be that bad. But on the other hand, that shell velocity was not good. So yeah, that's a... probably not a ship I'm going to get too soon. And then, of course, the most interesting ship this update, the Kirk, which I cannot take the sub for. Let's release secondaries. Shoot aircraft. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, at least the third rotation speed is pretty quick on Dunkirk. You really just want to angle it like this. Like in line maybe with your, not quite sure what to call that. That angled upper belt. Yeah, angling like that's probably what you want to do in Dunkirk. Maybe even a little bit steeper.
Cible aérienne détruite.
I'll have to check again. But it's a very cool looking ship at least.
Faites décoller l'avion de
Let's
reconnaissance.
send it full forward.
Moteur, pleine puissance.
Let's launch our plane. Is that the forecastle? Or the forecastle? Never quite too sure of the naval terminology. But Dunkirk is also just an amazing looking ship. And it was high time we got it. Can't wait to get something like a Nelson with its all forward gun armament. But yeah. Not quite sure how Dunkirk performs. I've seen a lot of people go straight bow in with it on some of my friends' screenshots and just die. But let's just quickly double check the angling that I would say you might want to adapt or adopt. So armor. It's like that-ish, a bit more than that, a bit more even still. So yeah, I'd say like align the side of your turret with this angled bit of the forecastle, if that's the correct term. And that should be a pretty decent rule of thumb for angling, maybe? Decent enough. Maybe even, yeah, something like that. Bit more, maybe. But just, for the love of God, do not go straight bow in. You'll just die. But, yeah, that was a short overlook of the new ships, this update. Including the ones I don't have yet. There's not much else I want to show. And if there is anything else, I'll go over it in my update summary video, which I am working on. I've changed a few things. Somebody made the rightful remark that in the last summary update summary video, Jesus, the amount of screenshots I used for showcasing ships was a bit boring, so I've changed that up a bit. But that's all still in the making. Hopefully soonish. Richelieu when? Who knows? But yeah, that's a first look at this update. First little stream of it. Looks alright. It's probably not going to be too long before we get the next update again, which we'll have to see what that'll hold. And yeah, what do I have in store other than that? Nothing much. I'm working on the update summary video. And next week's stream, I will probably return to French Coastal, just to get closer to finishing that. It'll probably be next week. So yeah. That is it really. So, thank you all for watching as usual. And I will be back next week. And I'll see you then.